Today is Thursday, the 26th day of the Omer, and today is under the heading of Hod shebanetzach. Hod is a word in Hebrew that is also connected to the word hoda'ah, which means to recognize, to thank, to have the humility to recognize that everything that we have, that we're able to accomplish, comes from Hashem, comes from God who's enabled us to do whatever we're able to do. So the Hod shebanetzach is the humility that is within the endurance. If we could compare this to the bamboo that folds down when there is the wind, and by yielding it's able to endure. So to yield out of strength rather than weakness is a tremendous quality, and that's something that can give the strength to the person to endure and to continue and to succeed when you realize that everything that you have is from Hashem, and you realize that sometimes you do need to yield, and that yielding and that humility will give you actually the endurance to continue. So this has to do with the day of the 26th day of the Omer. Now in Chok Israel this morning we learned in the Gemarah some very good advice here. Ve'amar Rabbi Yochanan, Mishi yiniach lo aviv ma'ot, a person whose father, Rabbi Yochanan said, a person whose father left him a fortune by inheritance. He did not have to work hard for it. He just got it without any effort really on his part. Ve'rotze le'abedan, and he wishes to dissipate the money. Yilbash kelef fishtan, he should wear linen garments. Bechitna rumita, and he should. He's going to explain, especially that these are Roman linen clothing, which was expensive at the time. So he should wear linen clothing. Veishtamesh bichle zchuchit, and he should use glassware, utensils made of glass. Veiskor pa'alim ve'al yeshev imahen, and should hire employees and not be engaged with them and not work with them. They just let them work on their own. And he explains the Gemarah. Linen clothing from Rome. I guess even at that time they had Italian clothing that was expensive. When we speak about glassware, we speak about especially white glass, which is expensive and fragile, likely to break. It looks very expensive, and he spends the money on that. And he hires workers, and he doesn't sit. He's not involved with them. He's not engaged with them. We're speaking here especially betored and afish psidayu. We're speaking about here oxen that he sends to work in the fields, so that they could cause damage both to the field and damage to the oxen also. So that would be a situation where he'll be wasting the money that he inherited, that he didn't work for. They say in English, easy come, easy go, but that would be one way that he could lose the money. Darash Rav Avira was Doresh. He gave the following exposition. Sometimes he quoted Rabbi Ami and sometimes he quoted Rabbi Asi. What is this pasuk that says, well, it is with man that deals graciously, that orders his affairs rightfully. How do you order your affairs rightfully? And he explains, Le'olam yochal adam v'yishte pachot mima sheyesh lo. A man should always eat and drink less than his means allow, less than he can afford. Eat and drink less than you can afford. Ve'ilbash v'yitkaseh b'ma sheyesh lo. And when you come to clothing, you clothe yourself in accordance to your means. What you can afford, that's what you wear. And when it comes to honor your wife and your children, give them honor, respect them, spend on them even more than your mean allows. In other words, that you should be able to spend even more than you think you can afford for your wife and your kids. Why? Because your wife, your children are dependent upon you, and you are dependent on Hashem who spoke, and the world came into being. So this was some of the great advice from the Gemarah of today in Chok Israel. Baruch Adonai le'olam. Amen ve'amen.